Dear learners, once again I welcome you all in the Educational Administration course. The title of this lecture is Principal's Relationship with Students. We have already studied the principal's relationship with staff members, how we can build positive and strong relationship with our staff members. Staff members includes teachers, non-teaching staff as well as other important stakeholders. Now, objectives of this lesson are that after the completion of the topic, learners will be able to identify the meaning and importance of the principal's relationship, explain how approachability, fairness and communication strengthen students' relations. Learners will be able to apply suitable methods for creating safe and supportive and students-friendly environment. Learners will be able to analyze the influence of positive principal-student relations on discipline, motivation and participation. Learners will be able to appraise the contribution of healthy student relationships to school's success and students' development. Now, let us try to understand that learners, you are the most important stakeholders in this tripolar process: teachers, students and the content. In this tripolar process, you are the most important. Without you, content building, leave aside, no use. What is the use of building good buildings, magnificent buildings, when you are not present? What is the use of good infrastructure when you are not there? What is the use of good library when you are not there? You are very important. Without this lectures is for you. Everything is for you in the institution. You should feel happy, should be stress free, you should be enjoying the learning environment. That is why we are trying everything possible so that we can make this learning joyful. We are trying to create joyful learning environment for you. You are important. So principal's relationship with the students are very important, because principal is not the principal, will not remain principal without you, without learners, without students. Principal's relationship with the students are defined by the interactions, communications, by the emotional connections that a student share with the principal. Principal's relationship with the students is an essential part of creating a school culture that is centered around students. Traditionally, principals were viewed as individuals who are in charge of the school, who are the head of the school. The prime responsibility of the principal was maintaining discipline in the institution or in the school, and managing resources and implementing policies. But in the modern approach, in the modern age of educational leadership, it is emphasized that principals must have a connection with the student. Earlier, this was not like that. Maybe there were principals who were connecting with the students. Now it is compulsory. Without it, no, you can't be a successful principal. With more interaction with the students, with the learners, principals can develop deeper understanding of students' needs, interests, concerns, problems, issues. Some principals, they take a class also, so that they can have a direct interaction with the students. One is when students are approaching, another approach is that principal is approaching the students. He is there in the classroom, indirectly learning about the issues. Because if students are not directly saying, there will be some non-verbal cues definitely which will be giving information to the principal that there is some issue. Having more time with the principal will be able to spend more time with the students when he is taking class. Then the connection would be very meaningful, because principal will not be the principal only, he will be the teacher. Definitely when you are a principal, you have the required qualification that you are a teacher first. You may be of a social science background, you may be of a science background, you may be of any background, but you have some expertise. So you should take general classes, if not specific classes. Definitely you should take some classes, especially in higher classes, so that you can have an idea. Round is enough, but interaction in the classroom on the topic will definitely change the situation. You. Now, dimensions of principals and student relationship. You know, this is a very delicate, very delicate and very important area, that is students and principals relationship. We usually talk about the teachers and students relationship. We do not talk much on this thing, that is teachers, principals should be having good relations with the students, administrator should have good relations with the students. We miss this thing, which is very important thing. In fact, vice chancellor should have very good relations with the students, deans should have, chairman should have good relations with the students in the institution. This will help in administration. Administrator can come to know about the problems in the directly, first hand information will be there. Administrator will come to know about the problems directly without second person in between, because he is directly, because he is having or she is having connection with the learners, with the students. So, and let us try to understand, learners, the dimension of the principal student relationship. They are visibility and presence. Visibility and presence is very important dimension. In fact, it says a good principal is not someone who remains in the office throughout the school day. This is not visibility. This is your presence. Instead, effective principals maintain a visible presence across school environment. You are visiting regularly library, you are visiting regularly playground, you are regularly visiting tea area, cafeterias, you are visiting regularly staff room of the teachers, you are regularly visiting the what is happening in your institution. This is called visibility, visible presence. And this will help students perceive that the principal is an active member of the school community rather than a distant authority, rather than a figure who is just sitting in some chamber, quietly sitting in chamber, signing the paper. No, principal is someone who is as active that in the first period he was in the classroom, in the second period he was in the playground, in the third period he was in the science lab, in the fourth period he was in the staff room interacting with the teachers also, in the fifth period he was in somewhere else. I'm not taking, principal should not take rest, he should take rest in between, but he should also visit, and his visible presence is very important, and this is one of the important dimensions of the principal and student relationship. Relationship will be very good, because a visible principal can contribute to stronger sense of safety, belongingness, and when students frequently interact with the principal, because principal is reaching to the students, students feel confident, less intimidated, and this can foster very strong, positive and good relationship. Now, another important dimension of principal student relationship is approachability. As many a times I have said, approachability is the key. It seems easy, but it is difficult. As the moment you get chair, you become arrogant, you become that you are from some different planet. No, you should be approachable. You should be approachable. Maybe your number is not with the students, but your mail should be there. If you are not meeting, the student is not meeting physically, then regularly you should check your emails where students are raising their problems, where students are lodging their complaints. First of all, they should come to you directly without any fear. Suppose if they are not able to come, then other channels should also be open. Other channels should also be there where students can come to you. Maybe they can take the advantage of digital devices, internet. A good principal maintains a friendly, open attitude so that the students can share their ideas, problems or suggestions freely. Simple things like smiling, greeting students, taking part in giving time to the programs of the students, attending the students program, listening patiently, listening carefully make a big difference. Having a good sense of humor is also important here. Students will feel relaxed. Again, your openness, your approachability is the key here. This is very important dimension of student and principal's relationship. Individualized support. Each and every individual is different with his own strengths, weaknesses, and personal situations. A good principal knows the students individually. Sometimes you know their names, interests, talents, and even the challenges, even the problems they are facing. This is the challenge before you, my dear learners. This is the challenge before principal. Principal should have an idea what is the name, what is the from where that person is coming, what is his socio-economic background, what is his speciality as far as any sports is concerned. If a principal is having this idea, then he can encourage, because personal attention helps in the principal's guidance. His principal can guide students in the right direction. Then modeling and mentorship. Principal act as a role model for students. Students observe their behavior and often learn from it. Modeling and mentorship. Principals act as a role model for students. Students observe their behavior and often learn from it. And when principal shows honesty, discipline, respect, responsibility, students are likely to follow these values. Directly or indirectly, they are learning. If you are attending some school events, competitions, cultural programs, award ceremonies, it shows the students that the principal supports and appreciates them. Creating a safe and supporting environment. Principal plays a key role in ensuring that students feel safe physically, emotionally, psychologically, and this includes preventing bullying in the school, ragging in the school. You should ensure that there is no ragging which is taking place in the institution, in your school. Your numbers, your email IDs should be on the notice board of all the corners of the school. Students should feel, when the students feel safe, they are more confident, focused, concentrating more on their studies and willingly to participate in school activities. Another important dimension of student and principal's relations is encouraging a student's voice and participation. A good principal encourages the student's voice. Students' concerns, opinions can easily come to the principal when principal is very much encouraging. And this can be done through students' bodies, suggestions box, open discussions. Principal, when students are not reaching, principal can reach through rounds of the principals. And when students feel that their voice matters, their opinion matters, they become more responsible, they become more involved in students' life as well as in their students' life and their in school activities. Fairness and equal treatment is another important dimension which is very important in developing good relationship with the students. Students are highly aware, my dear learners, students are highly aware how they are treated within the school premises, within the school environment. They are aware. Today students are very intelligent. Earlier students were also intelligent, but today students are very much, because of social media, because of ICT, because of social media exposure, because this generation is wonderful. This generation I see is, you cannot undermine this generation's importance. A good principal should ensure that all students are treated fairly, without favoritism, regardless of their socio-economic background, their abilities, their personal circumstances, their addresses, from where they are coming, irrespective of anything. No discrimination. Treatment should be fair. Rules and regulation of the school, policies of the school should be applied to all consistently. Everyone should be treated equally. Equal treatment with fairness. And when principal perceive their school principal, their principal is fair and impartial, they are likely to develop the trust and respect for school leadership. Whereas unfair treatment can lead to dissatisfaction, resentment, conflict among students, again negatively affecting the school positive climate. Positive communication is another important dimension of the principals and students relationship. For clear, respectful and effective communication between the principal and students is essential for creating a positive school climate. Whether providing instructions, offering feedback, addressing concerns, disciplinary issues, principal should always communicate in a very calm and composed way, in a very respectful manner, in a very constructive way. Manners, good manners are important. Positive communication promotes mutual understanding and it strengthens the relationships between principal and the students, and it helps in preventing misunderstanding. There will not be misunderstanding then because the communication is good. Open, respectful dialogue is going on. Principal is encouraging the students to come and express their opinions and thoughts, their concerns, making the school environment wonderful, very strong. Encouraging discipline with understanding. Yes, discipline is important. Order is important in the school. Discipline and order both are important. But it shall be implemented with understanding rather than relying solely on strict punishment. A strict principle helps the student understand the purpose of school rules, purpose of punishment and consequences of their actions. In the beginning of the session, principal will make the things clear to the students of that what you are supposed to do and you are not supposed to do. Principal should see that the students are not committing mistakes. If they are committing mistakes, what are the mistakes which can be tolerated, what are the mistakes which cannot be tolerated, what are the areas where action will be taken, what are the areas where action can be delayed or should not be taken. Because principal should act as a parent also. While giving punishment, a principal should be like a parent. Recognizing and appreciating students. Yes, this is also very important dimension. Recognizing and appreciation, recognition and appreciation play a very important role in promoting students' motivation and self-confidence. Just as we have seen teachers benefit from the acknowledgement of their efforts, teachers want that their efforts should be appreciated. Why not students' efforts should be appreciated? Students also need to feel, students should also be appreciated. Their achievement should also be celebrated. Their contributions should also be valued, respected. Why not? You are just giving importance to teachers. Why not you are giving importance to students also? Teachers, students, principals, content, and the other important stakeholders are actually very, very important in the school administration. Therefore, it is very important that the principal should celebrate the students' achievement also. Building trust. This is also very, very important, one of the very important dimension of the principal relationship with the students. Trust is the foundation for a strong and positive principal-student relationship. Principal should have confidence in the student should have confidence in the principal. The student should feel that their principal is for them. He will listen them, their concern and will provide support as if needed. He will treat fairly, consistently. When this trust is there, when this trust is developed, that this trust is established, students are more likely to open, honest and cooperative in their interactions. Trusting environment encourages the better communication, reduces fear, strengthen the overall sense of belongingness in the school. Promoting inclusiveness. Yes, a good principal ensures that every student feels included. Every student feels included regardless of position, power, background, difference, whatever is the difference. So, principal should create a welcoming environment where diversity is respected and celebrated. Now, let us see very briefly the characteristics of the positive relationship between the principal and students. That is approachability. Approachability means principal should be someone that students feel comfortable in visiting without any fear and without any hesitation. He should not be unapproachable. Rather, he should be approachable where comfortably students can talk and share their problems, whether the problem is academic or non-academic, they can be shared. Respect and fairness, again, principal should treat the students with respect and with fairness. Open communication should be there. Open communication. Principal should communicate with the student through assemblies, classes, meetings, and student can come to the principal anytime if if the students are needing him in order to clear their doubts or in order to seek suggestions. Empathy or understanding. Students in a school belong to different backgrounds, they encounter different problems, challenges. Principal should be empathetic towards students, and students should feel that principal is there if their parents are not there in the school. So in place of their parents, principal is there as their parents. Support and encouragement. Students especially need encouragement to thrive and move forward in the life and to achieve something in life. This is where principal's role comes in, supporting and encouraging. Principal is supportive and encouraging principal is needed, who is recognizing the efforts of the students, who is recognizing and appreciating the hard work of the students. This is very necessary. Consistency in behavior. Student feel comfortable around a principal if he is consistent in behavior, in decision making also. If the students knows that if students know that the principal is fair in decision making, they will like that principal. Active listening. This is also another important characteristics. Having a positive relationship between students and principal involves more than just talking. There should be active listening also. When a student confide in their principals, principal should give their students full attention, listening to what they have to say without any interruption, without any fear. Encouraging students' participation. Another important point. Maintaining safe and supportive environment, being a role model, availability during important situations, promoting inclusiveness, promoting guidance and direction, recognizing the individual differences, building trust over time. Importance of principal-student relationship. Significance. As a school leader, the principal should understand that students are the main focus of the school community. Positive alliance, positive relationship of collaboration and common goals will result in better communication, students' engagement, positive transformation within the school. Principals understand that there is a direct relationship between the school culture, climate, and both are significant for the success of the students. If the school leader engages with the students, if the principal engages with the students, will create a sense of commitment in promoting inclusiveness, respect, tolerance for the entire school community. This alliance, this relationship is beneficial for both principal as well as for the teachers, as well for the it is also very important and necessary for the students themselves. The importance of relationship between principal and student can be understood through following points. There are like creating positive school. Principals display warmth and respect towards students, and it creates a welcoming and supporting climate in the school. Fostering trust through constant interaction, students will be able to see beyond the authority figure and understand that principal is actually interested in their lives, helping in enhancing students' motivation and involvement, helping in understanding a student's need through constant interaction with the student. Principal will be able to understand the problems that the students are facing in terms of whether the problems are academics or non-academic problems are there, but principal will understand through interaction. Supporting discipline and behavior management. Students are likely to follow the discipline, behave well if they respect their principal, and when they feel that they are understood, they are valued, they are respected, they are understood. Empower a student. So, empower a student means doing everything possible in your institutions for the students, developing their communication skills, developing their relationship skills, developing other skills of the students, which are very important. Principals who are really doing the great work are also mentoring continuously, providing support, encouragement, and guidance, providing support and guidance for the students, encouraging open communications, involving student in the decision making process, maintaining clear and consistent expectations, making time to know the students also. Visit the students if they are ill, suppose if they are in hospital, visit the student. As a principal, I think principal should visit. I think this is my personal opinion that principal should visit that student if they are ill, if they are not well. Should inquire, even if he cannot visit, then at least through phone call he should try to know. Impact of good relations of principals with the students on school success. A better achievement will be there. If the relations with the students are good, better academic achievement is observed. Discipline will be there in the institution. Safety of the student is ensured. Psychological safety, physical safety. The school climate will be very positive. Students' attendance is improved, in fact, increased in students' motivation, better student behavior is observed. Students are taking part in activities, school activities, leadership skills are developed among students. Better emotional health of the student can be ensured when the relationships are good. Dropouts rate will be less. I mean, reduction in dropout rate is the sign which we will see if the relations are good. Students are more confident in that environment. Better communication between students and school management is observed. Inclusive environment is there. Life skills can be developed. Increased sense of responsibility is another important thing, which is the benefit of good relation between principal and students. Encouragement of creativity is also there, because students create in the environment where there is no fear, nobody is judging them. So this positive relationship can have a very wonderful effect on the emotional well-being of the students. Students feel comfortable in that environment with that principal, and students think that the principal cares, and caring principal is always the effective principal. Students will be able to concentrate more on their studies, more on their schoolwork, and their personalities are developed. So thank you, learners. This is your home assignment again and suggested readings. Thank you very much, learners, for again listening me carefully.